Today we'll read Matthew 20:28. Just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life a ransom for many. In the world, greatness is measured by power, authority, and position. But in God's kingdom, greatness is defined by humility and sacrifice. For us to lead, we must serve. Unlike earthly kings who demand honor, wealth, and submission, Jesus came as a king who rejected entitlement. As Philippians 2:6 declares, though he was in the very nature of God, he did not use his equality with God to his own advantage. Instead, he humbled himself, taking the very nature of a servant. This is completely different from earthly kingdoms and leaders. His identity as the Son of Man reveals both his humility and his identification with humanity. Jesus valued people above everything else, and his ministry proved that. He lived a life of service, healing the sick, feeding the hungry, teaching the lost, and restoring the broken. The Bible recalls that he went around doing good and healing all who were under the power of the devil because God was with him. Serving is not an option in the kingdom. It is a pathway to greatness and divine recognition. Ultimately, he gave his life as a ransom to liberate us from sin, death, and bondage. His life was poured out as an offering to satisfy divine justice. Beloved, true leadership is servanthood. We are not called to lord over people, but to serve them. For leaders are stewards of God's people. To follow Christ's example, we must reflect his nature by putting others first and serving one another in love. In a generation driven by self-promotion and platform, Jesus calls his church back to self-denial and service, not by titles or position, but by becoming yielded servants who wash feet and carry the cross. So today we declare that I embrace the greatness of the kingdom through humility and service. I refuse the world pursuit of status and choose the way of the cross. I carry the heart of Christ, valuing people above position or power. I walk in the footsteps of Jesus, serving others with joy and love. I am delivered from selfish ambition and empowered for kingdom assignment. I live not to be served, but to serve, reflecting the nature of Christ. I receive divine recognition not by titles, but by yielded obedience. I declare that my life, like Christ, is poured out in service and sacrifice. I serve humbly in love, knowing that true leadership is servanthood. I am a yielded servant who washes, feeds, carries the cross, and glorifies Christ. Amen.